Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, let's check and see what the Easter gossip is. Everyone looked happy, well dressed, well mannered. Nobody running around in bare feet. Everyone was dressed nice and clean and presentable for Easter Sunday for church, wearing their Easter best. I remember we always used to get a fresh dress for Easter. It was the dress we wore all summer, whether we were going to family reunions or weddings or whatnot. We always got a fresh dress at Easter to wear. But let's see, what's the royal family gossip behind the scenes? How did everyone feel about Peter's soon-to-be stepdaughter there? Apparently, the king and William had a bit of a kerfuffle. So everybody happy not to see the Yorks. We knew the Wales would be there because the Yorks weren't there. What's up with Sophie? They said she was under the weather, and Lady Louise was busy with her studies. It is that time of year where the finals, right? And apparently it's her last year, so it's the important. I get that. And Sophie must have been really under the weather for her not to show. James was there. He's just about as tall as William. I didn't realize he was that tall. Very tall boy. Lanky like his father, though. What's the gossip going on in the family after Easter? Shall we begin? Disappointment. What? Disappointment. Disappointment. Trap. Who would feel that they were trapped there? Cupid. Oh, you know what this might be? The new girl that was there. You have to remember that's probably the first time she had to deal with crowds, with people looking at her, watching her go in and out, right? You think about it, up until now, she's had a very private life. She can do whatever she wants, and perhaps she just realized, well, look at that, the clock agrees with me. She felt like she was in not a trap per se, under such watchful eyes, which I guess can be a trap as well. The woman consultant, stockholder, King of Hearts, King of Cups, that's the king. Hope, Three of Wands. Oh, look at that. Delay. There's the retard card. Delay. That's actually what retard means. Let me see. I can see I have to adjust the camera to get... These cards are bigger than people realize. They're huge. There. Okay. It looks like it's a real mixed bag. We've got some hope here for the king. Ace of Swords here. I wonder if there was something, somebody might have said something about the king not making a message or anything. I noticed they did have something on their social media accounts wishing everyone a happy Easter. Was the king late? Is that what the delay was? Because I know they all line up, and then the king and queen arrived last, so they're the last, and they go in and say hello to everybody. Like the king acknowledged Charlotte and Louis, or put his hand on them. Were they late? Were they late somehow? Interesting. What's the, oh, tenderness. There's Catherine and the children. There's Catherine and the children. I think this disappointment, trap, and love here is, I think this might be something to do with the stepdaughter that's coming into the fold. I think this is from her point of view. I don't think the people were disappointed. They might have been disappointed that she was there. They aren't married yet, but it is Easter. It's not Christmas, right? I'm going to say that this is from her point of view, that it was kind of awkward for her and a bit of disappointment. Perhaps she thought it was like much more was going on, or it was bigger going on, or something. There was something there she wasn't quite enamored with. It's and she knows she has to be there if once her mom marries Peter. This is her new life. I don't know if she's really that excited about it. I'm going to say Catherine enjoyed it with the children. She was glad the children were there. I'm going to say there was something there about the king, that that he was late, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with medication he's on, or he just doesn't feel good sometimes. And you have to remember, the king doesn't have the attitude the show must go on. He can just step back. I mean, look, Queen Elizabeth did at the end, like, sorry, I'm not coming, mobility issues. So I'm getting that something they might have been a little bit worried that something else was going on. Let's get some more clarification. Who was disappointed? Who was disappointed and thought this was a bit of a trap? First of all, is this connected? The disappointment and the trap. Who was disappointed? Who was disappointed? Who was disappointed? Not much gossip, really. Hey, success. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say, I wonder if it was Peter. I wonder if it was Peter and his wife, or his fiancée, because we do have the love card here. So that would be like their fresh engagement. What just occurred to me? I wonder if the king ordered everyone to be there. Right? Like Lady Sarah was there with her family. I'm wondering if the king ordered everyone to be there who could be there, who was well enough to be there, for visual optics. Did the king order them to be there? I don't think Zara was there with her girls, was she? Did the king order them to be there? Was that the trap? Did the king order them to be there? Yeah, like, where was Zara and Mike? I didn't see a picture of them. Did you? This is the one right here. Yes. Frustration, displeasure. They were ordered to be there. They were absolutely ordered to be there. They weren't happy about it at all. And I could see Zara and Mike saying, we're not working royals. But the king, Peter and his fiance have a wedding coming up. They have to, if they want certain things, they have to play the game. Zara and Mike are like, yeah, we're in Australia. What was this about? What was the hope about? Yeah, you know what? That's the disappointment, the trap. I think they were ordered to be there. I know it's Easter or Christmas and all the family kind of show up or whatever. But sometimes the king orders you to be there. What's this hope about? What's this hope about? What's this hope about? Absence in reverse. I wonder if if the king showing up was a last minute. Was the king showing up a last minute decision? Was the king showing up a last minute decision? I'm getting a feeling he's has good and bad days. I'm getting a feeling he's like how Queen Elizabeth was in the end. You don't know if she's going to cancel until that day. Were they worried the king wasn't going to show up? Were they worried the king wasn't going to show up? Outing in the country. Outing in the country. Well, look, they're riding donkeys. So maybe he was just, was he just slow? Was he just slow? Look at, this is the two of them. They're coming in really slow, the king and queen. So yeah, so this delay is right. This delay is right. But I think at some point they may have been worried that the delay was going to be a cancellation. Were they worried that the delay was going to be a cancellation? Were they worried that the delay was going to be a cancellation? Were they worried that the delay was going to be a cancellation? This one right here. Gossip, yes. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. They were talking about it. Interesting. Interesting. So, yes, so wouldn't that be interesting? The king orders them to be there, and then he's late, and then they're starting to wonder if the king's actually even going to show up, but yet he ordered other people to be there. That would be a bit of a riff. That would be a bit of a riff. Was there any other gossip that hasn't come forward? Was there any other gossip that interesting to know that you haven't told us? Is there any other gossip that you haven't told us? These gossip cards are always bang on. Loss of money. Loss of money. Inconsistency. Five of Swords, Six of Swords. Loss of money. Loss of money. And surprise in reverse. They were worried someone was going to surprise them. I wonder if they were worried that Andrew would have done a surprise, or they were actually kind of worried about that. They were actually kind of worried about that. I wonder if that's why the king purposely delayed, to make sure nobody was going to surprise them. Because a surprise upright, it's a pleasant surprise. Surprise! In reverse, because this is the Nine of Hearts, it's a wish come true. In reverse, it's a surprise that you are not happy to know about. Especially with this inconstancy or inconsistency and loss of money. I'm wondering if they were actually really worried that Andrew or Sarah or somebody would pop out of the bushes. I mean, there was that article, Andrew's blocking Edward and Sophie from renting one of the farmhouses for spring break. He's not allowing it, so that's interesting. So I think that's it. So that was a bit of a gossip too. People are looking like, who is he going to show up? Because it's loss of money, inconsistency, and a bad surprise. I think some of them were whispering and wondering if Andrew was just going to show up at church anyways. Right? It's church. Still is church. He's Windsor. Doesn't have titles, but he's family, and it's his church. His family church. They're actually worried that Andrew would surprise them and show up as a citizen going to church. Interesting. What was the delay? Why was the king delayed? Was it strategic? Worried about if Andrew showed up, or is he just not feeling well? Why were they worried, the king, when he was delayed, when he was late? Why were they worried that he just wouldn't show up? Why was he delayed? Why was he delayed? Why was he delayed? Gamblers. Frolic, entertainment in reverse. A little money. Okay, it wasn't because he was sick. He was counting, he was wondering if Andrew would have taken a risk. Or one of the girls. I doubt the girls would, because they'd have to bring the whole family. I think he was worried that he wanted to make sure Andrew wasn't in the church. That's what it's showing me. He took a gamble. There's no illness cards here, and there's illness cards in here. So it's not that he wasn't feeling well or he was dizzy or possibly had a hangover, but I highly doubt that. But I think he just wanted to make sure the church was cleared before he went in. Plus, we have to remember, like, the booing and whatnot that was going on. I wonder if he wanted to make sure it was kind of cleared out of some people who possibly could have been paid to be there to boo him. He might have wanted them to clear out security, to clear out some of those. But we don't really have a security card here. Maybe he just thought people would get bored and leave. Not sure. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.